I don't know of any 100% graduation rate before I got into the program. And it's not hazing. You get 20 slots. So it's 4 groups of 5. And generally it goes like you get some trainings during the day, and then we're running scenarios and we're putting you into live stuff. But at day 3 and 4, when you're really hurting for sleep, I've seen people nut out, and minor in psych. I didn't think I would see that, because some of them I might know. Maybe we were on the SWAT team together. Maybe I know you as a case agent, and you're squared away. But you go to the UC school, and after about 3 days of no sleep and not getting your normal meals on your normal times, not getting your workout in, one of my buddies walked in. He looked like he'd been raped by a tribe.
Wow.
He walked in, hair disheveled, buttons not lined up, zipper undone, half a shirt tail. I'm like, are you okay? And some people, it's just, I would say that the reason the training is like that, it's not hazing. It's just so we don't lose anybody. We try to make it as real as you can.
Well, you got to find out who's going to crack.
Yeah, and think of this. In a real scenario, not all undercovers are like this, but in the ones I would usually do, there's going to be a lot of times with no sleep. My skill set led me not to Wall Street. It didn't lead me to the yacht. It didn't lead me to the mafia club unless I was standing in the corner and I was muscle for the mafia guy. Mine led me to the woods and what you already mentioned, crazy ass meth heads or just ideologies. So I get certified, and then I go back and role play, and that's when people start kind of seeing. And you're trying to make a name for yourself. I wasn't getting calls because on the paper I'm a white guy with no foreign language. But about every week or so, I would call the undercover unit and be like, "Hey, you got anything? Hey, it's big country. You got anything?" More medium now. But I mean, I could even be little country at this point, But I'd be like, "Hey, you got anything for any rednecks with no foreign language?" And I'd just wear them down until they'd laugh, and then they finally asked me to come to the school. And once you do the school, now there's seasoned undercovers coming back. And they're not only there to role play and to run a school, they're also looking for undercovers for cases in their own divisions. And that's where I kind of started getting into some things.
It has to be one of the most exciting kinds of law enforcement.
For me, absolutely.
It has to be so crazy.
And so at the end of the day, military, first responder, type A personality, we're adrenaline junkies.
Yeah, and that's got to be a gigantic rush.
Yeah. They're on to us.
I've talked to a few guys that have done that kind of work, and they always speak of it with sort of fond memories of how crazy it is. It's weird. It's like it's a very particular type of person that would want to put themselves in that highly stressful, adrenaline-charged situation where, any mistake and they find out who you really are, you're dead.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you make me second guess my career.
Seems like it worked out.
I'm gonna call it's Cash now. I'll call Cash. Hey, you think I could come back in? Yeah.
What was the first one that you got, the first assignment that you got where like, oh boy, this is big leagues?
That was the Outlaws case. I'd already done some undercovers, again, in the FBI. I'd done several street level things, or numerous, whatever, at the state level. But I was doing a couple of cases in the FBI, and they were smaller. Maybe it was supposed to be interstate transportation of stolen goods, and it turned into a public corruption case. But when I landed the Outlaws case, that was my first big, and probably one of the biggest I did.
So how does that go? How did that start?
I'm not a smart man, so that's how it started. Why do you do this, Scott? I go, I'm not smart. I am stupid. I'm a glutton for punishment, and my last name's Payne. In that case, they'll do canvases. A lot of times, so I was an undercover coordinator,